Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the TMM show. My name is Deshawna Grimsley, but I'm sure you know me on Instagram as Deshawna.g. And today I will be interviewing the amazing Camille. She is actually my sister and a phenomenal realtor in North Carolina. And I thought it would be a great idea to bring her on the show to talk to first time home buyers. So welcome to our channel, Camille. I'm super excited to interview you today.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here with you. I love your show and your platform, and I'm really excited to talk to people about real estate.
Yes, and actually I attended Camille's free event last week where she talked a lot about the requirements that people should be aware of when they're buying their first home. She made things seem so easy to understand, and that is why I felt like you were a great addition to the team. So I want to start off with giving an introduction of who you are. So can you tell our audience who you are and your background?
Okay, sure. So my name is Camille Grimsley. I'm a realtor in North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina to be exact, and I'm licensed in the states of North and South Carolina. I'm originally from New Jersey, and I relocated to Charlotte almost 15 years ago now, where I attended the historically Black college that's here, Johnson C. Smith University. Woo! And I have been licensed in real estate for almost 5 years now, and I have been primarily a buyer's agent, so I really enjoy helping first-time home buyers. My mission in real estate is to educate and empower individuals and families to achieve their real estate goals. So I am really, really passionate about making things easy for people to understand, helping people to understand that homeownership is more attainable than we think it is, especially young people, single people, people of color. So that is my jam, and that's why I'm here today.
And tell us where you purchased your beautiful shirt from, because I'm in love with it.
So my shirt says Young, Gifted, and Black Homeowner. So this is actually one of my own designs, and it's available on my website, which is shop.homesweetclt.com. CLT is the abbreviation for Charlotte. But this is a great closing gift for anyone who is recently purchased their first home, or maybe not their first home. And also for our soon-to-be homeowners, I do have other inspirational apparel on there, shirts and totes that say "Make yourself proud," because I strongly believe that that's what we should do every day. And so I do want to let everybody out there know that in 2017, Black millennials actually had a home ownership rate of 16% compared to 46% for non-Hispanic whites. So to me, celebrating our young, gifted, and Black homeowners is just really important and really close to my heart.
Absolutely, I agree, and I hope to be a young homeowner very soon.
You will.
Using your services. Yes, let's claim it. Actually, let me claim it right now. So this is exactly why I wanted you to come on the show, because I have a lot of questions, and I know a lot of other people around my age, I'm 26, probably have the same questions at any age range. So let's jump into the questions. So for the first thing I want you to talk about is, what was your home buying experience?
Well, my home buying experience was very much a story of, if I can do it, literally anyone can do it. Mm-hmm. So I purchased my home in 2017. I was about your age, 26, maybe 27. And single. But anyways, so what a lot of people don't know about me is because I'm a very ambitious person, and I have a lot of drive and I have a lot of determination. However, just 3 years prior to me buying my home in 2017, in 2014, I was actually homeless. I was in the worst financial situation that I ever could have imagined, and still to this day can't imagine. I was just a stone's throw away from getting evicted from my apartment, so I left voluntarily. I was crashing in a friend's guest bedroom. I was delivering pizzas for Domino's, trying to make enough money to support myself. I had this astronomical car payment. My car payment was like more than some people's rent. It was crazy. And my credit cards were maxed out. I wasn't making my payments on time. My credit was shot. It was terrible. And so what I did was I found a stable job that had some opportunity for growth there. And I just got really super diligent about budgeting and making my payments on time. And in just a span of 3 years, I went from, the bottom. When we say started at the bottom, I was down there. And I was able to make it happen. I truly believe anyone can make it happen. And I didn't have a lot of money in my bank account. I probably had $5,000 to $7,000 at the time that I decided to buy my home. And it was challenging, but nothing in this life worth having is going to be easy. If it were easy, everyone would do it. And you have to be able to push through it. Everything you want is on the other side of that feeling of, oh my goodness, what is this? So that's my story. And I'm here to share my testimony.
Yes, that is a testimony. And just to hear where you started and knowing where you are right now, to me, I remember that car. And I remember the last months that you were at that place. And I didn't even know you were going through that. So it just speaks to how hard of a worker you are. And I think that a lot of people probably have that experience right now. They're in an apartment or in a location that they don't want to stay in. They know they want to purchase their first home, but they don't know when is the best time to make that move. So what are 3 signs to know that you're ready to purchase a home? Can you give us some examples that you had or maybe that you can give?
Absolutely. I think the biggest sign that probably everyone who is renting right now can relate to is being fed up with the rent increasing. Every first time home buyer I talk to, they're like, the rent, it just keeps going up. I'm like, I understand that because I was apartment hopping. Every time I would get the lease renewal and see the rate, I would be like, oh, well, I can't stay here anymore. And so sometimes you just get to a place where you're craving a little bit more stability. And I think that's a good time for you to start thinking about home ownership. Another big factor is stable employment. So that was kind of the catalyst that enabled me to get to where I was able to purchase a home, having a stable job. And when you go to apply for a home loan, which is a mortgage, they're actually going to look at your employment history, and they do want to see at least 2 years of stable employment. So not necessarily at the same job, but no big gaps, and primarily in the same industry usually. So if you have stable employment, if you're a little fed up and looking for a little bit more stability. And I think the third thing would be if you are managing your debt well. So the notion of having no debt is non-existent today. We all have debt, especially those student loans. They got us. But if you are making your payments on time, if you are comfortably able to make at the very least, your minimum debt payments and still have a little to save and still pay all your bills, then I think that's a great place to be in to look at home ownership, because you are already paying your landlord's mortgage. You can pay your own. You just have to tighten up.
Absolutely. So in your opinion, do you think people can budget and still live in a house? Because I feel like for me, when I think about moving into a house, one of the things I'm a little bit nervous about is, can I actually budget? Can I do it? Can I do both? I can do it in my apartment, but I don't know if I can do it in a house.
That's a valid concern. And there are like a few extra costs associated with buying a home, just like on a monthly basis that you don't have to think about when you're renting, like property taxes, homeowners insurance, even though some of us have renters insurance, homeowners insurance, a little bit more. But the key to being able to effectively budget as a homeowner is going to be when you go to apply for a home loan, they're going to pre-approve you for X amount of dollars. And you do not want to buy a house for X amount of dollars, the very top of what they approve you for. You want to probably be looking, in the mid-range of whatever they approve you for. Just because they approve you for hundreds of thousands of dollars does not mean you have to use it all. And so you'll definitely want to make sure that you communicate with your lender, whoever is giving you that home loan, and make sure that you understand what the monthly payments are looking like at the different price points, and just make sure that you can do something that's comfortable for you.
So can you tell us a little bit about the differences between upfront costs and closing costs? Because I remember when I sat down with the lender, they were telling me that I should leave a certain amount of money available for closing costs, and I should walk in to the process of purchasing the home with cash ready to pay for the upfront costs. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. I don't think that this topic gets enough shine because everybody hears about closing costs, closing costs, closing costs, closing costs. And that's the money that you have to bring to the table at the very end of the transaction. When everything's about to be wrapped up and you're about to sign the paperwork, then you are bringing your closing costs to the table. But when you first embark on the process, there's some upfront costs associated with the process that I think a lot of people don't talk about. So some of the upfront costs. Now, another thing that I'll say is that the process varies a little bit from state to state. So the way we do things in North Carolina may not be the way that we do that you do things in your state. But generally, once you initially sign the contract, you're going to have to give up some earnest money or some good faith money. And that money is going to go either to the seller or to the closing attorney to hold until closing. And it's just more or less money that helps you to say that you're serious about the transaction, and it's going to strengthen your offer. And you're maybe even going to be compensating the seller for their time as they take the house off the market for you to do all your different inspections and things. And if you're doing a new construction, then you would be giving them a deposit. So you're going to have to come up off some good faith money to show that you have a little skin in the game up front. How much is usually up to you, but of course, the more you offer, the better. In the Charlotte market, at about a price point of $200,000, we're looking at about $1,500 to $2,000 is around the average.
Okay.
Now, in addition to your earnest money or your deposits, you're also going to need to conduct inspections on the property, and inspections are at your own cost. So
really?
Yeah, so to get the home inspector to come out and look at all the major systems and see what's in good working order and what may have some issues, you're gonna have to pay for that. And I always tell people that getting a general home inspection is like going to see your primary care doctor. They know a lot about a lot of things, but they may refer you to a specialist. So if they say you may need a qualified HVAC specialist to come out and look at the air conditioning unit, then that may be an additional inspection cost. So those are some things that you're going to have to look into. And then finally, the appraisal. So during that period of time where you're conducting all your inspections, the home is going to have to be appraised. And that's when an evaluator comes out to say how much the house is worth. And that's super important because the bank needs to know how much the house is worth, because they're not going to loan you more money than the house is worth. And so that appraisal is sometimes an upfront cost. Sometimes it can be deferred to closing, but it just depends on your lender.
So how does a realtor fall into the process? What does a realtor do for me as I'm trying to find the best home for me? Can they help me with determining the closing costs I should put down? And what other things can they help me with as well?
Mm-hmm. A realtor is also a little bit like a generalist, where we know a lot about a lot of different things, but we're only an expert in the purchase and sale of the house in the market, you know? So I think the first place that a realtor is going to be really beneficial is in guiding you and helping you to come up with a great strategy to find the kind of house that you want. If you go and you start looking, scrolling on Zillow, you're going to be scrolling through hundreds of houses. You're going to be so overwhelmed, you know? You think you want this, you think you want that. You're like, oh, that might be nice, or maybe this. So a realtor is going to be able to help you narrow in and define your criteria and really get in touch with what your needs are, you know, and what you can reasonably afford to take care of, and, you know, what you would be happy in. Sometimes you don't even know what you need, especially as a first-time home buyer. So the realtor is going to help you with the home search process. And then I always tell people, once we find the right house, that's when my job really begins. Because the realtor is going to be the person who is coordinating all of the inspections, who is negotiating the price and the terms with the sellers, negotiating any repairs that have to be done. They're going to be your front line of defense. They're taking all of the blows so that you don't have to. And that's my goal as a real estate agent, is I want to create the most seamless, most hassle-free home buying experience for my clients. And that means that give me all the stress because I want to keep it fun for you. You know, this is your first house. You should be happy. You should be excited. So I'm going to be up at 10 o'clock at night, pulling my hair out, trying to figure out how we're going to make this work. And you know, I've really got you. And of course, there are also some legal ramifications. Buying a house is very much a legal process, and there's a lot of contracts, a lot of paperwork. So your realtor is going to be able to explain all of those documents to you and make sure that you know what you are getting yourself into.
Absolutely. And from what I hear, you are the person that I need to go to. So can you let the people know how they can contact you and if you are able to work with people outside of North Carolina?
Well, you can reach me at my Instagram, Realtor Camille NC. Can they see that down there? If I
Yeah,
point
so you see it.
Okay, so you can find me on Instagram at Realtor Camille NC. And so I can only work with clients who are interested in purchasing in North and South Carolina. However, I do have a huge peer network of real estate agents, of phenomenal real estate agents all across the country. So wherever you are, if you need a referral to a great real estate agent or to a great lender, you can feel free to reach out to me and I would be happy to refer you to someone as well.
You're so sweet. Yes. All right, people, make sure that you guys follow my sister. She is phenomenal. You guys know the quality of the people I bring onto the TMM show, and she is creme de la creme. So make sure that you hit her up on social media. Also, check out her website. She has a plethora of merchandise that will support you on your home buying experience. And she also helps people sell their homes as well. So definitely hit her up. And yeah, thank you so much for checking in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more information. And check out our next video with Camille. She will be telling people how you can get into the real estate industry. If you are an inspired person and you want to start, getting into that market. So check out our next video. Thanks for stopping in. Bye.